WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. Honored to have on our rock and roll phone Whitesnake guitarist Joel Hoekstra. Hey Joel, thanks for your time today, bud.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
How's the tour going so far?
Man, everything's great. It's really fun to get out there and play some of the new tunes and play the hits, and the audiences have been fantastic so far. Great to be out with the bandmates and everything. So yeah, everything's cool, dude.
Cool. Joel and the guys back on the road promoting their latest album, Flesh and Blood, officially released on May 10th. It'll be in New York, May 8th at the Paramount in Huntington, May 17th, Turning Stone in Verona, and May 18th up in Niagara Falls. Well, Joel, if I read correctly, this marks the first time you and Reb have co-written many of the tracks with David. What's that experience like working with the amazing David Coverdale? Was it easy going, a little fun, a little challenging? How did that all go?
Really great. David's very supportive and open. We have a great, I guess, clear lines of communication is the phrase. So we're on the same page with all the stuff. And you just got to be really on the ball with David and be able to work quickly. When he gives you an idea and says, where would you go with it? Where would you take that? You just have to come up with something like on the spot right away that works. But awesome. Obviously, a total honor to write with him and with Reb as well.
Excellent. Now, pertaining to the guitar part between you and Reb, how do you guys decide who's going to be the lead on certain tracks? I know, like I mentioned before, you co-written, and so is Reb. So if you brought something to the table, you're pretty much the lead, and the other guy follows, vice versa. Is that how it pretty much went?
Yeah, it had less to do with who wrote a song than what Reb felt like soloing over. We kind of started there. Like Reb is a little more picky and choosy about what he wants to play leads over than I am. I'm just kind of like, whatever, it's all good, whatever's there. So Reb basically picked out where he wanted to solo, and I did the rest.
Well, hey, as long as everybody's happy, that's all that counts, right?
Yeah, it works. So yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. Well, this album, to me, very diverse, still contains that Whitesnake core signature ingredients of great songwriting, simple lyrics, David's smooth and bluesy vocals, you guys with incredible guitar riffs, a great overall balance. Is that pretty much what you guys were shooting for?
Yeah, absolutely. I think David always has the vision and understands what's going to fit under the Whitesnake umbrella, which is a pretty wide umbrella in terms of the diversity of the music. And so, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, man. I think that it's a record that has a little influence from every era of Whitesnake. So for the fans of the band, there should be something there for them, and hopefully they'll give it a go.
Yeah, no, it just, the kickoff, I love Good to See You Again. It's like a perfect show opener. It's like a kick-ass. And then you got the David Coverdale, I'll call him David Love Ballads, After All, When I Think of You, Color Blue. And then we go into the Shut Up and Kiss Me, which brings me back to the early days of like Here I Go Again. Then you go Full Throttle, Hey You Make Me Rock, Trouble Is Your Middle Name. I think so far my favorite is Get Up. I don't know why, but I just love that song.
Awesome, man. Well, glad to hear that.
Now, that being said, with the Whitesnake hits and the catalog of great music, and certainly the new tracks, is it hard to create a set list today for the live shows of what you guys are doing?
Yeah, I would say so. Sure. I mean, it's a delicate dance, right? You got to make sure that you play enough hits for the casual fan, but the diehard fans that want to hear the new material, you've got to make sure that you're giving them that as well. So it's very difficult to have everybody go away 100% satisfied with the set list. It's sort of like whenever you list a tour, you're always going to hear from the people whose cities you aren't visiting.
Right.
Saying, hey, why aren't you coming here? Why aren't you coming here? So it's hard to keep everybody happy, but we do our best.
Yeah, and you only have a limited time, so I'm sure you guys are rocking it out of the park as you did last year. I got to see you with Jason Bonham and Foreigner, and the show was fantastic. I want to switch gears, though, and talk a little bit about you and your outstanding resume. Rock of Ages. I did see you with Night Ranger. I saw you with Whitesnake last year. I see you every year with TSO. Haven't been to a Cher show yet, although my wife is pushing for that, but we'll work on that. And then your own band, Joel Hoekstra's Third 13. When not touring with Whitesnake, Joel, and performing with these other amazing artists, what's the drive in constantly working and performing live with each one of these incredible bands? Is it you love the different challenges? Does it keep you fresh?
Yeah, I just think that I'm blessed to be able to do what I'm doing for a living, and the list is long of the blessings. I mean, number one, just to be alive, to be healthy, all the things that you take for granted, but I try to check in every day with that, and then that kind of motivates me to try and be productive every day and do something that pushes things forward a bit. I just don't, I don't like to waste life, basically.
Well, good for you. And I see you, I follow you on social media, and you practice and you warm up all the time, and it's all great. I'm a big fan of your band 13 and love Dying to Live in particular. Been playing Scream, Never Say Never Until I Left You, and having your own band and opportunity to write your own songs. I take it as more of an artistic outlet personally for you to be able to do your own thing.
Absolutely. There's no money in it whatsoever. Pretty much. I mean, by the time you get done making an album these days, it's almost that way for every artist. You just kind of have to do that because it's your true love and your artistic outlet. And so, yeah, it's just something that I love to do. And obviously it's fun when you work in a band and you get a certain percentage of a say-so with everything. To have a project where you get 100% of the say-so is always kind of fun, too.
Yeah, I mean, I would just love to see you with those core guys. And just talking to Vinny Apathy the other day with Last in Line, and Vinny said he loved working with you and Tony Franklin, and says, hey, there is a follow-up to Dying to Live. So I'll ask you, what's the status of that?
Yeah, it's with Russell Allen right now. Just waiting on Russell to do his vocals, and I'm probably going to start doing some rhythms while I'm out here on the road. But the songs are all fully written, all the lyrics and the melodies and everything. Vinny's done with the drums, Tony's done with the bass. So it's basically on to getting my rhythm guitars done and Russell's vocals at the moment, and we'll just take it from there, man. See what all the songs need.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited. If it's anything to like your love, Dying to Live, man, it's going to knock it out of the park. For your own songs, Joel, how difficult is it to write lyrics that you're not going to sing lead on? How do you translate that to the Russell Allen, to the Jeff Scott Sotos? How does that work for you?
Well, I don't know. I write the lyrics and I write the melody in my head, and then those guys can change the interpretations of them a little bit and have some freedom to sing what's a little more comfortable. And that's sort of that. I mean, I want the songs to be stuff that applies to my life, but in general, my lyrics usually have a little bit of vagueness to them that leave room for interpretation, so they fit in a variety of situations too. I don't want to ever get so specific with a song that there can be no imagination for the listener in terms of what it means to them.
Right, I got you. And those guys, man, they crank it out. Those songs are killers. They're great rock songs. And I said to Vinny, I'd love to see you guys live. And he goes, well, you should have been on the rock boat. I forget, one of the cruises. And he said he had a blast with you. He said it was great.
Yeah, we were able to play on the Monsters of Rock cruise, which I do my acoustic set every year on there. But yes, there was one year where we brought the side project on and did the full electric show, and that was great fun. That's an awesome cruise. I love being a part of that every year. Well,
I got to talk to the wife about that one then. Let me wrap up. I know you got a show in, where are you at tonight? Mississippi. Of all the highlights of your career so far, Joel, are there any that stand out most memorable?
It's just sort of a series of lots of moments that none of them feel like the biggest moment of your life. They feel like big moments, important moments. But careers are kind of built on baby steps more than they are jumping all the way from point A to point Z. You kind of have to go through each little step to get where you get. So very blessed to do it. The ones that stand out are all the really stressful ones, usually like the first gig with each band and like filling in for Mick Jones and Foreigner and 4 hours notice and learning the set and being on in front of 18,000 people. Those moments where you feel like you're having a heart attack and you're going to die. Those all stand out as cool highlights. There's something about the pain translates into a good memory.
Do you still get nervous when you get on the stage?
Oh, every time, man.
Really? You don't show it. Looks like you're having a blast up there.
Yeah, that's just part of it. I think I'm very prone to that. I think it's just stuff like that comes down to how important it is to people. So I mean, if you don't really care about music at all, you could probably get up there and not have any butterflies. But most of the pros I know have some level of anxiety because it's stuff that's important to them.
No, I hear you. Not an easy task to get in front of everybody every night and doing it right and making it do well. Well, Joel, let me wrap up by saying I hope you enjoyed the chat as much as I have. Looking forward to seeing you guys on Friday the 17th up at the Turning Stone. And safe travels. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to keep playing, a little Whitesnake, Flesh and Blood. We're going to, of course, always play Joel Hoekstra's 13. Looking forward to the new album and maybe getting you to roll the dice up in Verona.
Awesome. I would love to do that. Let's plan on it.
Excellent. All right, Joel. Joel Hoekstra of Whitesnake on the Pat Show on WBXO. We are classic rock and we are redefined.